believe we are streaming.
Streeping.
Streaming.
String bean.
Jig.
Banana.
Jig. We should be live.
This time we go.
But it's always hard to tell because you never see it coming. Oh wait, sorry. I just have that
It's
stuck
out
in
of
my head
nowhere.
on a fucking loop.
Yep, there it is.
What's that? What do you have stuck in your head?
Fucking Persona music.
Oh, okay.
Last surprise.
Yep.
I see
I love that
lightsabers.
Come on. Oh, god damn it. Is it doing that shit again for me?
What?
Oh, there it is.
What, where it's doing the double stream thing?
Fucking mute
Oh,
that.
no, it's because one of the other channels I follow, they're premiering a video. Oh shit, that's
Pop
the end
out
of that
chat.
game. Okay, cool.
Close.
Nifty. Alright, well, let me share,
This guy came with a
and I need to copy link, and then I gotta go.
Somebody
Find
just already
lazy
lost
fucks on
stream points
Facebook.
for the day. That's right. Fucking negative 18 billion.
Nick must yield.
Yield that.
So let's start this day off. Let's start this stream off before we get into that there Hulk. Couple of things. One, in order to save the show, for those that witnessed what we went through last time, it's not just that episode's fault. It is really not. Okay? It is a multitude of different things that is kind of running through the group that's kind of causing slight burnout. So here's what we do. We're going back to the rotation that existed when we had a lot of things going on. Remember, we used to do like robots, then writers, then costume, then series, then a western, then a random, and we used to rotate the show. That's coming back. So we did writers,
There is a slight problem, though.
or villains rather. What's up?
We're kind of out of robos for the time being.
That's not a problem. We'll just rotate something else in.
Yep.
Because of the way our show works, there's a lot that we can review.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Infinite amount of shit that we can review.
What?
Yeah.
Infinite. Infinite my ass.
So we're going to bring that rotation back. Today, we're on Western shit. That's current. So we are on Hulk. We're going to talk about the live action Hulks. So that should save the show because we cannot have a full show burnout like we did back in Reploid Productions. It would kill the show. So that's
Right.
So that's nice.
I'm sorry, if I'm drinking a drink and my pinky's out, it's because the joint fucking locked from the arthritis, so I gotta pop it and fix it.
So
I ain't some sophisticated
Pinkies.
mamsy-pamsy bullshit.
normally we do a story time with Uncle Sario. Let's
start it off with story time with Papa Bill.
Yeah, let's do Papa Bill today. Story time with Papa Bill. Don't sit on his lap. He has problems. But
I would say oh my, but technically for like the two people that joined me in my chat on Tuesday, I believe, we went over my sex life, so I mean...
oh my God, I know. I fucking know.
I'm glad I did not jump in on that.
I told you I talk random shit, and we got real random.
I was in that stream. I was in that stream for 2 hours, and I was finally like, holy fuck. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and dip out.
See, I would say I'm sorry.
But I pay my rent.
No, that was it.
Okay.
I said I would say I'm sorry.
So
No.
look, would you have a truck for a very, 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 very long time?
Is it kind of like having a car for a very, very, very long time?
And when you have no friends with actual mechanical expertise, and when you have know yourself with actual mechanical expertise, you tend to only know what you can fix, and you tend to have to rely on the other people to do it from that point. So after a while, things build up with said vehicles. Like the module that went bad. The electric assist module that went bad.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, well, it's unfixable by any of the mechanics in my area. I went to my 2 major mechanics that I go to, and both of them said, it's nothing we can touch. You have to take it to your dealership. So I took it in for a $60 examination and a quote. Mm-hmm. And the quote starts at $1,500.
Yep.
For that module.
Starts.
Yeah.
Starts. And I said, oh, well, power steering really ain't that big a deal. I guess I just don't have that anymore. So then, both the fucking left and right tire rod goes bad. Replaced both of it. Rebuilt the whole fucking front. And replaced the 2 front tires after just replacing all 4 fucking tires.
Mm-hmm.
So that was more. So I replaced all 4 tires, power steering went out, replaced the 2 front tires, rebuilt those 2 axles, did a brake job, then got another fucking warning light. And this time, I'd made a decision. I'm driving home, and the fucking engine light comes on. Boo! And I was like, motherfucker.
You love it, Bill.
I feel nothing wrong with the truck. Literally nothing. It doesn't stutter. It doesn't pop. It doesn't make sounds. Nothing. I drive home, and I get home, and I'm sitting there like, it's got to be something, though, even if it's a fucking sensor.
Oh.
Well,
Bill, do you not have the face cam on?
No.
Okay.
It was one of my sensors. One of my sensors that went bad was the one that tells me if there's air pressure in my tires. Wonderful. So that one goes bad, and I'm like, I'm not replacing it because they quoted me $60 to replace that sensor. Whatever, I'll just keep my eye on my tires. So now I've got this new engine problem, and I'm like, motherfucker, what is it? So I got the looking. I got a guy at work who he has this fucking very expensive scanner and everything, and he does a bunch of that work on the side, and he plugs in, and he looks at it, and he says, okay, I'm getting like 4 warnings. One of them is a stabilization warning, and I was like, I just fucking did that! And then he's like, the other one that I'm getting, he's like, it's got something to do with your vacuum. He's like, that's the reason why, because after that light came on, the last 2 times I filled the truck up, I would fill it up with gas, turn it on, it would die.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
The vacuum's bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fucking wonderful. So one problem after another. This new light comes on, and it's talking about stabilization, and I'm like, no, I just fucking fixed that. And it just cost me literally $2,000 motherfucking dollars to fix it. The truck isn't worth that goddamn much. So I call my here bank, and I'm like, how much money is left on this fucking truck? And they're like, like $600. I was like, no.
You're like, fuck that.
Nothing's left on the truck then. It's fucking $600 away from being fucking paid off and trading the motherfucker in. Well, I may have made the best decision ever at just the right time, because I took that motherfucker down to the dealer, okay? They look at everything, they set everything up, they tell me that this truck is going to trade for a whopping $300.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, all right.
Mad. I'm not mad about that because the actual trade-in value of the truck is about $3,000. I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also know the other problems that are with the truck that are going to cost a little over $3,000 fucking dollars to fix by their quotes. Okay? So now I'm like, fuck me. Okay? I take it there. I look at some shit. And since I brought my grandma and my mom into town, moved them up here, I've been going through an extraordinary amount of gas.
Yep.
Like filling up like twice a week. So I need to go back to a car. In all honesty, I need to go back to a car. I don't haul enough shit in the SUV to make it that practical anyway.
Right.
Then I test drove 2 cars. Fuck cars.
Too low to the ground.
Fuck cars. I can't do it anymore. I've been in an SUV since 2002.
Yep.
Yep. Bill can't drive a car.
I can't drive a car
You
anymore.
can ride in a car.
Yeah,
But
and
you can't drive one.
even that's uncomfortable for me because I feel like I fell on the ground to get in.
And it's like trying to flip your legs up and out to get
There
out
was
of the
a-
car.
Yep.
There
Well,
was
there
a-
was one car I tried to drive.
Well, there was one stint between 2002 and now that you had a car because it had stupid heat. You forget about that car?
No, that was before. That was
I was
before
in
my
this-
SUV.
I was in this group. 'cause
I know.
drove in it. I didn't know you. In
But that
2002.
SUV was a 2002.
That black one.
So while I was driving that SUV, I had that Escort at the same time.
Yep.
that Escort sucked.
And that Escort,
That ain't
that
no
Escort
fucking
was
Bill's
amazing.
Escort sucked. My Escort was the fucking bomb, and it killed the shit out of a deer and still ran.
My Escort had a death to you button. Whenever somebody was smoking, I would push it.
Yep. That's
It
why
was-
we stopped smoking in Bill's car.
Yeah.
That car was broken. I remember in the winter I would drive with the windows down and people would look at me and I'd be like, "It's fucking hot. You shut the fuck up and let me drive my car in the snow, goddammit."
Fucking
Remember that fucking car?
negative 12 degrees outside. We got the window, all
Snow
four
blowing
windows
in the car.
down.
You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, God
I don't give a fuck.
No. Rain blew into the car,
That
Shane.
heat- that heat
Rain
was-
blew into the car.
I remember when it would rain or snow and I had to put the windows up, I felt like I was fucking dying. Like fucking straight up dying. But
we never
So
froze
what-
to
so-
death.
oh, that's for
So
damn
what
sure.
what you're saying
So
is
look.
you
I test drove 2 cars. I can't do it. But I found a car
Quote.
which meets all the criteria that I needed to still be able to go to a car and be able to drive it because it's got a lot of clearance and everything so I can actually
so it's
drive
more like
in
a
it.
crossover type thing.
Yes, it's it's a crossover. And it's just good enough to give me everything that I've been used to for the last over a decade.
It's a car with a lift kit.
It sure as fuck is.
Yeah.
It's not that gray thing down there, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Hey, dude, I figured that out the second we pulled up. I pulled up. I'm like, "Where's Bill's?" Oh, right. Story time's today. He got a new vehicle. Okay.
now,
Oh, I haven't even got to see it. 'Cause
as I finished all the paperwork,
he was
right?
gone when I got here.
Or rather, I was just about done with all the paperwork. We go outside to switch my stuff, which is currently in the truck, over to my new car. Well, I got that toolbox in the back. You know that. Okay. Like jumper cables. So we open the door. Whoop! I take my toolbox, I take my jumper cables, I take my 5 hangers, which I don't know what the fuck that was about. There were 5 hangers in the back of the
I
truck.
think that was from moving somebody.
Yeah,
No
it's probably
clue.
from moving
So
at
I
one
pick all
point.
those up, I put them into the new thing, kadoo, brow. I shut that door, that guy shuts the door on the SUV, bow, the back window falls off.
Please tell me you said no takesy backseat.
And the guy, he like jumped back and he was like, "Oh my God." He was like, "Was that broken already?" And I looked at him and I said,
no.
"It looks like it just broke." So I got out of that motherfucker with literally one door closed left.
That is fucking astoundingly awesome.
Nice.
That is the
But that's
you know what?
Bill's motto. Bill's motto is drive the damn thing till it's dead.
You remember how long I drove that black one?
I remember that black one. We were in the parking lot at work. He's like, "Dude, get in the car." And I get in the car. He's like, "You hear that?" We drove around. I'm like, "Yeah, I hear that. It sounds like your fucking tire's about to fall off. Here's what you need to do. Tomorrow you need to go somewhere and get a new one."
I was like,
"Fuck this one."
And I remember telling him, I was like, I could just like fix that, whatever. He's like, get a fucking new one. Like it was bad. When I was driving, it was like this really awful grinding like rattle noise that was in the tire. Like it was really fucking bad. But that
You know,
is
Bill,
the fucking icebreaker thing for
with
us.
how
Story
shitty
time done.
with how shitty my night has gone
Round
and my
the
morning has
room.
gone, I needed that.
Almost. We're
So
almost
thank
there.
you for saving that. and not telling us earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
I needed that laugh.
Dude, watching that back window fall off was one of the greatest fucking... I've never got to fuck a dealer. Like, he was like...
Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah. He was like, all right, we bought this shitty car. We gave you $300. Shut the back. Do. And I was like, oh, yeah, baby.
Well, welcome to. Well, now you could be the second person in this group to fuck a dealer over because I fucked one over when I
Really?
traded in my Monte Carlo. The damn thing barely started. So when they test drove, I'm like, dude, you got like a 10% chance that car's gonna start when they go to test
And
drive.
it worked fucking great
It
that
worked.
one
that
time.
one turn is all I needed. They drove it around. I was like, okay. I'm like, oh, that thing needs a new starter and all this shit. Fuck you. I ain't telling you shit.
They didn't know that about the truck either, but the truck, I think, was on the verge of needing a new starter because you would have to turn the key. Nothing would happen. You would hold it for a second. Then everything would come on.
Does this
and it
one
would
have
start.
a key or is this a push?
This is one of those fucking flip key things.
Oh,
Okay.
Actually,
Okay,
I
yeah.
can't remember which one of my cars I had, but one of my cars had something like that, where literally it was so fucking jank that as I was starting turning the key in the ignition, I had to try to roll down the window at the same time until the dome light and right as it would almost go out, all of a sudden, the whole thing, like the lights would come back, the window would start to roll down, and it would start up, and it's a grounding issue. One of the ground wires busted.
Yep.
And because the ground wire busted, you basically had to get it almost to death before it would actually ignite, and then the alternator would kick in, and the
needed
drive
that
home
one
would fix
last spark of life to hit the ground, so that way you'd be like, "Oh shit!"
it. Right, because I had to explain it to my father 2 or 3 different times, who is a mechanic, and finally he after literally showing up at his place one day and going to do it, and I was like, "Look, nothing. Now watch." I said, "Hold down that window button." It's like, "Why?" I said, "Hold down that window button." He said, "Fine." He holds down the window, and I start it up, and the dome light starts to go, and then all of a sudden it clicks. Because he was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Just wait."
That's this.
And then it kicks over, and he was like, "Oh, that's fucking weird. Okay. All right, let me take a look at that."
That's a sassy car.
So here we go.
Round the room.
Reploid Bill William Bush.
Are you sure? Because it sounded like you were the fucking Hamburg loop.
Right.
Right. Seth Lovelsario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Nick, the lone pallet guy, it's fucking just go to the shame.
Yo.
All right. We are on The Hulk today. We are talking 1977 to 1990. Hell of a motherfucking run, first off. So before we even fucking talk about this, there's a reason Lou Ferrigno gets to be iconic, because that is a fucking ridiculous run.
And as many cameos as he wants in Hulk
Yeah.
movies.
A 13-year run. Most fucking shows don't even go that long anymore.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, there's Lou. That's Mr. Ferrigno. His makeup was something.
Right.
This is an interesting comparison shot, though, actually, because this is the guy that they got to play. Do you remember his
Bixby.
name?
Mm-hmm.
Bill Bixby.
Thank you. Yes, he was the guy that played. Now they changed his name. He
David
wasn't
Banner.
Bruce. He was David Banner.
David Banner.
David Bruce Banner.
Yes. Okay. And then there's, of course, Lou. And I remember he would, like, go around the side of a car or something, and then Lou would run up. So, like, that was their changing and shit.
Forgot how huge his fucking nose is.
That's the only thing you notice? Because I've seen that man in person.
Oh, he's
No,
mountain.
he's a
mountain.
Oh my God,
I
he is. He's a
forgot how
mountain.
big his nose was, though.
Yeah,
He was a mountain when we met him, and he was done.
and he's like in his fucking like almost 70,
Yeah,
and he still looks like
Holy
he could be in a
shit.
Mr. Universe fucking contest.
he
The
made
dude's
he made
beefy as
Jason.
fuck, yeah.
Jason David Frank had the booth next to him, and he made Jason David Frank look like a child.
And Jason David Frank isn't a small guy,
Right.
so it was funny.
So yeah, he's misleading. If you haven't met him in person, man, he's a fucking mountain. Like, in fact, that was part of the reason he was chosen. But I remember interviews with him that in one of the first fucking episodes he's supposed to flip a car, and he was supposed to do nothing physical at all. He was just supposed to flip the car. So he was still supposed to reach down, act like he was lifting it. This little mechanism thing would shoot out and it would fucking flip the car over. Well, as he started to lift it, the mechanism fucked up, went down and got stuck. And so he was just like, fuck it. And just fucking manned that car upside down. That's actually him. So the shot looks fucking crazy. It's kind of in the rain and his veins are poking out and shit. That's because he actually took that old 1970s motherfucking metal boat car.
And they kept
and
that
flipped
throughout
that motherfucker.
the whole series opening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real thing. He actually did it because the mechanism fucked up, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll flip this motherfucker myself.
I'd be pissed off
Right.
if they didn't keep it in there. I'm like, dude, that's his feat of strength. You better keep that in this fucking show.
And Hulk had occasional change of color pants.
Yeah, it was always just pants, of course.
Yeah, right.
That was, or he'd have like ripped shirt or something like that. He was fucking ridiculously big, man.
Oh.
There's a very specific reason they chose him, and to be fair, he did win Mr. Universe, right?
I think
He won the Mr.
think
Universe
he either-
competition, I believe.
It-
I
It's
thought
all
a
good
few
shit.
times he did, but that was like long ago, though.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's why he was chosen. If I remember right, he won that competition. He was pretty much one of the greatest acclaimed bodybuilders of his age, the best bodybuilder of his age since he won
wanna
Mr.
say
Universe.
It was
I mean,
around the time that
Schwarzenegger did too.
yeah,
I know he
Schwarzenegger.
did.
It might have been around
But
the
it was-
time Schwarzenegger was doing it too. So
Schwarzenegger was doing it in the 70s.
Okay, for bodybuilding professional career, his pro debut, he got the NABBA Mr. Universe in 1972.
The NABA?
His
The NABA.
his best one was the IFBB Mr. Universe in 1973 and 74 for getting both consecutively. And then he retired in 95
Yep.
from actual bodybuilding.
Yeah. So he's fucking ridiculous. He looks the part for as much as a human male can look the part because he's actually small for the Hulk.
Actually, he's the
Yeah.
smallest Hulk.
He's the smallest Hulk.
Well, because now it's all CGI.
Right.
Oh.
Look,
Make
at
him
this boxer.
yes, you're gonna do some real good there.
This heavyweight boxer's like, I'll fuck you up. And he's looking over like, are you fucking serious right now? I will backhand your ass out of this ring like Rocky.
Hulk smash.
Oh, bunny.
Even though Hulk has a sensitive side.
Okay, all right.
And this is when the Hulk returned in his TV movie.
I do remember these contacts.
Yeah.
It's just a little thing, but they had to make him inhuman somehow, so they gave him these crazy contacts.
For when he got mad and stuff.
Dude, break you in half.
That's what I mean. It's very simple. They painted him green. I mean,
The trial of
I
the
mean-
Incredible Hulk. The death. And yes, they killed the Hulk and Banner.
okay, so
At the end?
Yeah. In that TV,
I've never
in that
seen
TV
the series.
movie.
I've
That-
only seen a little bit of it.
yeah, the TV movie.
it's a long
the death
series,
Of, so.
and it's nowhere near today's quality performance.
Well, yeah, but it's 70s, 80s.
It is interesting. I'll tell you this: it's fun to watch, to see the Hulk do strong things, because oftentimes it was actually him doing strong things. Otherwise, it really doesn't hold up too well. Personally,
Killing him off, that's a bold move.
And killing him from falling from a helicopter.
Yeah, because we all saw in Edward Norton's movie, when he fall out of a helicopter, you just hit the ground and come out of the fucking hole like, now I'm pissed.
but that would also make me wonder if that entire thing built around the helicopter was for tribute.
It might have been a tribute.
Right.
It might have been a tribute,
Yeah.
but this time, instead of killing him,
Right.
it just pissed him off and he came out of the hole.
Right.
Banner didn't turn. Banner fucking hit the ground.
And died
then-
like a bitch.
Then turned while he
Right.
was in the hole.
Which, so far in the continuity that we've been given, Banner has died twice in our Hulk.
Yeah, in the
Because
MCU.
once he fell out of a helicopter, hit the pavement, should have been dead. The green guy decided he's not about that.
and in the
the next
MCU
time he committed suicide, shot himself in the
And he
face,
spit the bullet out.
and the green guy decided we're not about that.
And he spit
Yep.
the bullet out.
He said, "Bitch, your bullet means
Banner
nothing."
can't kill himself.
Well, to be fair, that's because that's how it is in the comic books.
Yeah.
Like they even showed it, like the old man Logan thing. We kind of can't get as extreme in the movies as they did in the books, but to be fair, eventually, Banner does fucking die, and the green guy just goes, "I got a body, fuck it."
It's two people.
And he stays
It's two people sharing a body.
Right, he lives as an immortal essentially.
I remember reading an issue of the Hulk. I forgot which Hulk comic it was, but Banner got sniped and didn't change until Banner was dead.
Yeah.
So in which case,
Yeah, sometimes Banner has to die
Mhm.
to bring
so in
out
whi-
the Hulk.
So in which case, if Hulk changed back,
No.
dead.
No, because it's happened before where Banner has very specifically died. He turns into the Hulk, and then something about the radiation when he changes back,
They healed him.
he's just Banner again.
right.
Well, I assume at this point of the comic that I read, if he changed back, he probably would be dead. At
I
the time.
think they try to make it look like that, but since
Right.
we've already been through this comic book problem, they don't kill heroes. I mean,
Right.
even when they do, they don't, you know?
Right, because that's the reason why Wolverine was even invented in the comics.
Was to kill
Is
the
they
Hulk.
realized that they'd fuck themselves because they wrote it into the storyline that the radiation basically gives him a like supernatural healing factor. Well, we need somebody with the supernatural healing factor and like weapons that can actually cut into the Hulk and fuck him up. Here's this guy named Wolverine. He's gonna go and kill the fucking Hulk. He's here for like 2 issues.
And then he goes away.
Fucking.
He just fucks off.
We got nothing better to do. Let's turn him into an X-Men. People kind of liked it.
He was kind of saved by Ed Wein, in
Yeah.
all honesty, because he created him and he liked him, but then they had no real purpose for him. They just kind of put him through 2 comics and moved on, and then Ed Wein wrote Giant X-Men, and when he did that Giant X-Men issue, he was like, I need a team, fuck, nobody's using this guy. Bink!
Yep.
Well, Captain America beat the Hulk too, and he
So-
didn't have no fancy adamantium. He beat him like in a fist fight.
Beat him in the fist fight
I'm
with a
trying to think.
vibranium
Well,
shield.
I know
Parker.
America beat him. I'm actually trying to think. Yes, Parker beat him.
Parker said numerous times he can.
He's claimed that he can, but in the books thus far, I don't believe he's ever physically taken down the Hulk.
He's
ever.
gotten worn out from fighting the Hulk. So
Right.
Well, Spider-Man's augmented like a.
And they love to put they love to make it look like I've seen where Colossus fights him, loses.
Right.
best.
Surprisingly, one of the people that has taken down the Hulk in one ridiculous, severe, unbelievable fucking punch was Ben Grimm.
That's because
Yeah, I can believe that.
The thing is super powerful.
Ben Grimm hauled off and fucking did this giant leaping, falling Superman fuck your face punch. Hit the fucking Hulk right in the face, full 100% nose crunching punch. The thing's hand exploded,
Yep.
and the Hulk was knocked unconscious.
Well, that means that victory. I mean, it took you a hand, but that victory goes to the thing.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I'll get a new hand. I'm made of rocks. I wonder if I could just.
It's kind of what they did.
Just
Was they kind
regrows
of
it.
fused graphite back to him.
Yeah,
and it
because
kind of
he's a
became
rock,
part
so
of him.
he should be fine. But dude, knocking out the Hulk is not. Only a few people in the MCU can even say they've done it.
Right.
So, how you gonna rate this green guy? Because he's a green guy.
Well, we have to go with costumes.
Okay.
He's wearing brown shorts.
And booties.
Okay, first off, I've been looking. I'll be honest with you. I've been looking at that for a while, thinking, does he have?
I know that they didn't want him running around barefoot, step on glass or some shit where they were, and they'd fucking lose their actor. I get it, but it looks so fucking tacky that he has
Right.
little fucking brown
like-
booties.
But to
I'll-
be fair, this
I'll
is
give
also
some
on
OG.
television where they figured most people aren't paying attention to his
Dude,
feet.
I just
Yes,
I can
and
just
I don't
imagine.
think they film his feet very often. I
No.
think this is a fairly rare
they
shot.
do when he's very far away from the camera.
And sometimes if he's laying down or he's just in the grass, you'll see that he is barefoot. But
when he's on concrete.
He has
Right.
these
I'm
little
just saying-
fucking sad booties.
I'm just saying, like, if he misplaces his booties and he turns, he's like, "Puny Banner, where are Hulk's booties?"
I'll give him a 3.8.
And no, it was
Only
just
because
it
of the
was just
booties.
last year. It was just last year in the Fantastic Four comic book that Ben Grimm knocked out the Incredible Hulk. In fact, he knocked out that new Hulk because this is, like I said, last year when they started all the new runnings, he knocked out the Immortal Hulk. Bam! Hand explode, Hulk fall down.
Hulk go
Okay.
nap.
And Hulk doesn't like
See,
losing.
because you kind of
That's
got
his-
me there
he
for a
doesn't-
second, because you were like the new Hulk. I'm like, fucking which one? Did he get
Yes.
Amadeus?
No,
Did he,
it wasn't
did
Cho.
he get fucking okay?
Amadeus,
So I'm like,
Amadeus.
I mean, at least the Hulk doesn't like losing.
Hulkadeus.
He doesn't like it because
The Hulk was pissed off enough to have lost that fight to Ben Grimm that he went and visited the Claymaster personally and broke his hands so that Hulk could never be controlled again ever. See, Hulk was controlled by the puppet master, the Claymaster guy, and they had a huge fucking fight, and because he was being controlled, the Hulk had no power other than beat up Ben Grimm, and he was cracking pieces of Ben Grimm's face off, and Ben Grimm was like, "I'm sorry, but since you can't stop yourself,
I'll stop.
I'm
I'ma
gonna
do
stop
it."
you." It's
Well,
gonna.
Grimm's one of those few guys that really can.
Give your score.
3. Your phaser's out of batteries.
Shit. Damn you, 1960s fuck
Okay.
you technology.
so I've got a 3.5 for me because, to be fair, he's a dude, and the most
Yes.
that's costume is the
Ah,
booties
but he's-
and the
but-
fact that they fucking put like caterpillars over his eyebrows and give
Here's
him
the
a
thing.
shitty wig.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
really
thing.
did.
This is
And,
the
and
this
nose
is,
piece.
this
right,
is the
and a nose
original.
piece, yeah.
This is the original live action Hulk. This
Right,
is OG.
so I'm at a 3.5.
He
I got a
has to
3.8
start. I
and
put
2 threes.
a 3. I think is a good score for him
Yes.
because this is the
So
first.
who am I missing?
Yeah, I'll also go 3 because
Okay.
he is just very much a dude. I'm laughing at his little booties.
Right.
But
Don't take
I
Hulk's
will say
booties.
this. Every other person that has had to play the Hulk so far just had to, like,
Be Bruce
sit
Banner.
down.
No, because it's all CGI.
It's all CG. And the
Yep.
most they had to do was maybe some kind of motion capture.
a little bit.
And then they were just overly expanded.
Yeah, so, like,
this
Mark-
dude had
Right.
to physically and realistically expand.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he had to be that fucking big. That's an extraordinary amount of work. They couldn't have had anybody else pull this off.
CGI was
and
not
that's
even a
why
real
I gave
thing.
him a 3.8.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I gave him the higher score as well. So he is a 3.26 overall. We can move on.
And yeah, like this guy here in the chat, he's like, it's a 4. He is literally,
As point on as
Yep.
humanely
as
possible.
humanly, it literally can't be done any other way. So now we go to 2003 Hulk.
This is
Puppies.
the one that Shane loves,
Fuck yes.
and then the one after this is Ed Norton, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is I don't remember which dude.
Eric
this
Bana.
was.
Yeah,
Eric Bana. He also played Nero in Star
See,
Trek.
it's,
Yep.
I don't like the way this Hulk looks.
I don't like the way
he's-
this movie looks.
His face is
Well,
too.
I don't mind the shape of the Hulk.
like the shape of the Hulk's fine, but his face is
Now
off.
this Hulk, if I
and not like the good movie.
Nom nom.
I say face
Also-
off because his head looks
also
goofy
this
and that
Hulk,
happens.
This Hulk I think is the biggest Hulk.
Yeah, wasn't this
When
one supposed to always get bigger with the...
Dude, this one is enormous. Like we're not talking. Okay, we've seen what the Hulk looks like in the MCU. He's a big dude.
Right.
This guy,
Hulk puppy!
this guy can't go into a house
Right.
because he's too fucking big.
Right.
Yes, I got a Hulk puppy.
This is so good. Hey.
Cool.
Now, mind you, this was the first attempt at the CGI Hulk, right?
Right.
Yes.
This
You can
guy
see
gets
it.
a 2.
Oh, I hate this Hulk. I hate this movie. I hate the
Actually,
acting.
no, I lied. He gets a 1.5.
And if it wasn't for Eric Bana's portrayal as Nero in Star Trek, I'd hate him too. But he redeemed himself with that role, in my eyes.
You're a Nero.
I know it's CG,
Yeah.
It's extreme.
so it is a cartoon. But it looks like a cartoon.
And he went from brown shorts to purple.
It does.
Become the iconic color that he wears.
But
this
look at
Hulk,
the face.
there's definitely parts about this Hulk I'm not keen on.
Oh, this
like the entirety of the head.
this Hulk gets a 0 for me. I don't like this Hulk at all.
On the list. Got it.
I hate this Hulk. I hate this movie.
I used to love
The only scene you like is
fucking
the
with
mutant
people.
puppies.
No. That's one reason I hate this movie.
Right. No, I used to love fucking with people, and Shane
Fighting
was one
a
of the
mutated
big people
Fighting a mutated
that would
you.
argue with me about it.
No offense, it's not really entertaining. Okay?
You know that, Lexi, you can't fight the Hulk.
No, because you're
Yeah.
not mutated, and if you were, you would still die, like those dogs did in the movie.
Either way.
He fucking killed them.
Right. But no, I used to love fucking with people about this movie because they'd be like, fucking the Hulk does this and the Hulk does that and there's something like this and then not any of the powers and blah, blah, blah. Like one of them is near the end when he's in the desert and he's running all super fast. People are like, the Hulk doesn't have super speed. I'm like, they're not showing him with super speed. He has super strength, which is boosted to his legs so he can push himself fast enough where he can move at like 30 miles an hour. Like, that's not really super speed. It just looks like it
The
because
thing
he's in the
about it is,
desert.
though, he doesn't
And people
need
are like,
super
don't
speed."
fucking matter. He's got super speed. It's fucking stupid. And I'm like, then you clearly are not paying attention.
And first off, when
And
is
being
30 miles an
objective.
hour super speed?
Exactly. But the way that they made it look in the movie, it looks like he's fucking Quicksilver
What about-
because his legs move really fast.
What about in Civil War when fucking Black Panther jumps on that road and starts running and
That's
Cap
different.
is after him because Bucky's running, then
That's
Black
different.
Panther's running, and then Cap is running, and they're all running really, really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah.
That man gave me
You're
this
definitely
awesome
not fucking wrong.
mutated
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So,
That guy gets a 1.
Still stays a 0 on my.
so for me, because I can watch the movie and be objective. Is it a shitty fucking superhero movie? Oh, fuck yes.
Something
But if
with
I
Electra.
forget about the fact that it's a fucking superhero movie, it's an okay movie. So I could kind of watch it. But with this, I mean, I knew what the fuck I was getting into. I saw the promo images. I knew the fuck they weren't going to get a goddamn, like, actual person to be it. It was going to be CG shit. And remember, we grew up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, with the CG Megazord.
Hey. That
And we had
Megazord
a
was
Spawn,
cool.
and we had a Spawn movie where Malbolgia looked like somebody shit on the screen. I'm
And it
used
was
to bad
still
CG.
preferred.
So for this, I'm at like a 2.4. Like, they could have done way the fuck better. But the fact that they were even able to add like scorch marks and shit like that, and I mean, it's not terrible. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. We have seen way the fuck worse.
I'm going to put myself down here at a 1.6, and here's why
He had to one-up me.
we weren't ready.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think that this design is bad. I think that if we'd have been, I think that maybe had we waited longer, had we waited another 4 years before doing this movie, we may have been able to pull it off. In all honesty, because CGI, it's crazy what they can do in even a year's time, getting better and better with CGI. And had they been able to bond some kind of practical effect
Now
on top of it,
it's amazing you say that because 5 years after this movie, we get Edward Norton's Hulk.
and if I remember right, it looks
He looks a lot better.
Superiorly
spectacular.
better,
He looks
yes.
more Hulk.
He looks more Hulk, but that Hulk is also not as wide as this Hulk.
Yep.
He
Right.
is big, but he's leaner.
Yeah, I just don't
Right.
think we were there yet, and I think we overcompensated and made him like a
In the
cartoon.
MCU, in the MCU, we went back to the bulky Hulk, not as. But remember,
Not this
the
Yes and no.
the MCU Hulk, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, is Edward Norton's Hulk, because he mentions breaking Harlem the last time he was
Yep.
in
Right,
New York. That's when he fought Abomination.
right.
That's right.
So-
you know what that means?
I already know that movie.
It means that mutant poodles are canon to the MCU.
Yep.
That's that movie. That's that movie. I'm talking about the other Hulk movie.
Canon.
Yes, it's canon because then when we get to Norton's...
Fodder?
Well, yes, cannon fodder. But yes, because when we get to Norton's, they basically talk about how he's escaped from the San Francisco situation, and he's hiding out down in Mexico,
That's so good.
which means all of it is connected, including fucking puppies.
So what's this one? get?
That one got a 1.3, which, to be fair, was expected.
First off, I choose what I want to know, and I choose what and that movie. I don't give a fuck what tiny, insignificant tie-in it has. It ain't my Hulk.
Look,
it ain't my MCU movie.
Look, I don't care what kind of tie-ins you refuse or don't refuse. You still cannot get rid of the fact that the third Blade movie exists, is canon to the MCU until they fix it with the new Blade movie coming out. But it's still canon to the fucking MCU, and it's fucking hot garbage.
Ryan Reynolds is in that movie.
Yep.
And he's also Deadpool.
Yes, because multiverse theory.
Awesome.
And even Ryan Reynolds could not save that third Blade movie.
I don't know.
Ryan Reynolds can. Okay, listen.
Him and Pat
He's
going back
fine.
and forth. Yeah,
he's
He
more
did a
than
good job.
No, I'm saying he's more than fine. But there's plenty he can't save. That was
True.
not the only time that he was part of a movie that fucking sucked a
Okay.
dick.
Yeah.
And he was not the best part of the movie that sucked a
First
dick.
off, we're talking Marvel. You can leave DC alone for right now. We'll talk DC later. We're
Yeah,
talking Marvel.
To be fair, DC has a track record of making really, really, really shitty fucking superhero movies. Anything past, like, what, 95, 96, something like that?
Let's move on to the 2008.
We'll find out if
version.
the Flash movie is going to be good because Supergirl's going to be in it.
See,
Oh, yeah.
I love when this guy was dumb enough to
Hey,
stand that
walks
close
out.
to the Hulk
Punch
and
me,
say,
hit me,
"No, he
something."
didn't. No, he didn't." He said, "Is that all you got?" And then Hulk booted him like a fucking football.
If you remember, before this
said,
scene, he got those injections to make him an augmented human.
Yep.
And if you watch him fighting,
If you're watching close, he's basically Captain America.
yes,
Yeah.
and because he has the
didn't that
agility
foot
to,
kick break almost every bone in his
Yes.
body?
He lived.
he lived
He lived
barely.
and healed through it.
He barely lived through it. The initial kick knocked him out.
Yep.
When he hit that fucking tree, he was done. Fight was over. But next time you see him, he's all fucking basic from head to
Wires
toe.
and, yeah.
And then the fucking general, the next time the general goes to see him, he's sitting up there like,
And
when
he's
do I get
okay.
another crack at him?
Yep.
He's Captain America. They basically
Yep.
they tried so hard to bring it, but the formula is like broken.
The
and it
formula's
kinda-
unstable as shit.
It fucked his mind up because that guy's not a bad guy.
He was
He's
never
a
bad.
mercenary. He lives a certain kind of life, but he very much said, "I would love to have the kind of power that matches my
I
mind."
want,
Right.
I
where
want
am
my,
now."
They,
I want
they-
the mind I have now with like a 20-something-year-old body.
Well, they
Yeah.
basically they took like 4 different villains and fused them together. Like the one from Jessica Jones, the cop guy who gets hooked on the pills and becomes psychotic. He actually is like a not really a big time villain, but he's like a C-lister.
So what you're saying is
and they
he's
kind
on
of
crazy pills.
pretty much, but they took that guy, turned him into this, and then augmented it so that way then he was almost like a Taskmaster, since Taskmaster originally started out as like a failed super soldier serum thing, and then turned him into Abomination thereafter. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you guys are at least covering several villains that you'll never have to worry about
How
again.
many fucking villains
Okay.
and people were made from a failed super soldier serum in the Marvel universe?
Quite a few. It's just like every time that they try to fuck with mutagenics and you end up getting like some psycho crazy
Okay, well,
mutant.
it's been a couple days since I've seen this movie.
Right.
A couple days compounded by 365 days times, I don't know, fucking 7. So, I'm sorry, he's British Special Forces,
yeah.
not a mercenary.
Well, yeah, he's special
The
forces, but
way he presents himself, he's a mercenary.
right.
He very much is up for grabs. You could tell by the way that he presents himself and offers
He is
himself
a
to this experimental program.
He's a
as long as he
lifelong
gets-
military
yeah.
man who now knows a lot more about everything,
Yeah.
but he's getting older now. His body's he's not as fast. His reactions is slower. He wishes he had a younger body with the knowledge he has now, because then he'd be unstoppable.
right.
That's why he decided to go through it.
until the
Only
whole
only this, but this serum also seemed to heighten his aggression, paranoia,
yes.
and
Right.
things of that nature too. So it didn't do him the favor he was looking for. If he'd have got the Captain America serum, he very well may have remained a decent person. Because as far as I noticed, they weren't playing him out to be a shithead.
No.
The fact that
It was after his injection that he became a shithead.
and then
Right.
and then the next one he takes turns him into the Abomination,
Right.
Yeah.
where now he's a full-on D-bag.
Right, because that's kind of the thing that most people get into, like when it's like, "Hey, would you want to be immortal?" And at first you're like, "Wait, so I could like be in my 20s until like forever, but
Until the fucking
become
planet
like
blows up.
and become like the smartest person ever?" Yeah, sure, I'll do that until they realize that like age 3,000 and they've seen so many people come and go. It's like, man, I can't form actual relationships and bonds because it's not worth it. Fuck it. Somebody get this away from me!
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of dying, but I'm afraid of immortality for one reason. There's something that nobody ever seems to talk about when it comes to immortality. Like, I never hear anybody really mention it.
Get your head cut off and be stuck as a head.
No, that's not even the part that scares me. No,
Everyone dying around you?
no, that doesn't scare me the
No.
way. No, I want you to stop and think about something. What is the probability today of sometime in your lifetime getting stuck in a situation where there is literally no way out?
Oh.
Falling in a hole that you can never climb out of, that nobody knows that you're down there.
And you can't starve to
Yep.
death.
No,
And
right now he can.
Oh, yeah.
The probability of that happening to you tonight when you leave here is astronomically low. But I want you to think
But-
about something. When you're immortal, you live forever. So the probability of you falling into a situation that you literally cannot escape is 100%. It hasn't happened yet, but
it
it's a
will.
fucking guarantee that as you wander the earth, one day you're going to fall in a motherfucking cave. And for the next 30,000 years while humanity evolves and we still haven't been able to search our own fucking planet. We're on fucking Mars looking at pictures and we don't even know what the fuck is in that cave over there.
Right.
You can get stuck on this planet and you're just fucking stuck.
Man,
They'll
Till the
find you.
planet explodes.
Man,
They'll
we
find
know-
you 50,000 years from now, a different race of man that's like, what the fuck is this weird cave troll thing living in here?
You're like, lol, that's so random. How's everybody going? Do you guys still got the clickbaits? Wow, let's fucking do this shit. And they're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
What year is this?
Yeah.
I can't die, and I've been in here for 30,000 years. Do you know what I've eaten?
Can you
That
imagine?
rock!
Can you imagine if you're testing out your fucking greatness of survive anything, you get in the wrong, you get into the wrong team, and somehow you end up in a let's say you play the superhero game, you can't die, you're fucking Wolverine.
Mine
Without
is the
the
mine.
claws.
Mine is the poisonous claws
The
killing me.
mafia gets tired of your shit and gives you them cement shoes. Bloop.
I'll suffocate, die, come back, suffocate,
won't.
die.
You just
Yeah,
No,
you'll
you'll
just
just
suffer
be.
forever.
Yeah, it's
Death
You're
is
just-
not a thing that you can reach. So since you can't die, immortality is not you die and come back. You can't reach the state of death. Something is keeping you from reaching that point. So you just get to drown until those cement blocks fade away
Corrode.
enough.
no corrode eventually.
They
in the
either
water.
erode enough where you can make your ass's way back all the way up, or
That's
some
terrifying.
random dude is out fishing with his kid and pulls off a chunk of your ear, and then finally a diving team fucking comes to save your ass.
Come on,
Yeah.
come on, kid, pull, kid. I'm coming.
Are you kidding me? That fishing line's only got 20-pound test
like
on it.
bend
You're
over,
fucked.
just
That shit's gonna
keep
break.
water punching. I'm gonna break out of this
Keep
eventually.
water
Right.
punching.
Fucking,
Water
could you
punching.
imagine some kid and his dad fishing? Fucking pulls out a guy. Oh, thank God, I'm here. How long
Right.
were you down there? Lost track of time. Watch wasn't waterproof.
Yeah.
This guy's much better. Much fucking better.
Oh yeah, this is a complete improvement for the Hulk. I actually like I got, like I said, with this Hulk being the same Hulk that's in the MCU, just a different actor. The Hulk got wider in the MCU. You notice that he's not.
Yeah.
But this one is lean. Like
I actually prefer
Really?
this. I prefer this leaner, compacted, built on top of muscle on muscle. Like you could see, like the
You can see
the
he's
muscle
ripped
lines.
on ripped.
Yeah,
Right.
I prefer that over the bigger, wider
I don't like
type of muscle.
Not to say that I hate the MCU Hulk. I don't.
Right.
I can't.
This one
This is the
shows
MCU Hulk.
all the
Right.
fucking muscles and
But
tendons.
it's not.
and
Ruffalo.
Right.
He is, but he isn't.
He is,
Yeah.
but he isn't.
Uh-huh.
Ruffalo's Hulk, I like him. I just think he's too big.
Right.
But now, but when
That's because they kind of found like a middle ground. Like
But-
with this one, it's more of like a Bruce Lee design where Lee would do that shit where he'd fucking like actually stretch out and puff up his fucking muscles, and you would see it be like muscle on muscle on muscle, and you'd be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, he is. He's like an exaggerated to the 10 times the exaggeration of Bruce Lee muscle.
Right.
He very much is exactly that. He's right, because
That's what
every
Bruce
single
Lee would look
muscle
like if
is
he was the Hulk.
defined.
Right.
Every muscle is defined, but he's 10 times wider.
Who, Scott?
Yeah.
Scott does look tired.
I always look tired.
I mean, his hair is everywhere. He's almost like he woke up. He's like, podcast time.
To be fair, that would be me if we were doing it at my place, but good fucking luck with that. I'd literally wake up and be like, okay, it's time for the podcast. Give me pants.
Give me-
I paid my rent, but I know they don't want to see that.
I'm willing to do 4.5. I think this may be the best design we've had of the Hulk in terms of just Hulk.
No, I agree to that.
I'll do a 4.3.
I'll do a 4.55.
I'll know more
Fucking pain in my
as we see the versions, but he may be my favorite
3.14.
design.
He is. He's my favorite design. He's the next one.
4.1.
Okay.
The next one is.
Make you
I like
do
the next one, but it's not going to get as high.
4.39. He's a winner so far.
He's going to
Well,
win.
yeah.
He's going to win.
2012 Avengers.
Damn it.
And now we go back to the bulky Hulk. And
The bulky hulky.
Yeah, he's
Dear me God.
he's wide, big muscles,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's still ridiculously strong. He looks ridiculously strong, and the pants are a decent little addition. They look better in general than the last guy we were just looking at because they're pants, and they're very blatantly pants. The CGI is very good for what it is. I still, and maybe it's because of the.
Just
Maybe it's because of my age, and I grew up with all like
Tom and Granny were
practical
pants, too.
effects. So like I know he's not there.
he's not there, but they made it look like he was there. Like, Tom Hiddleston looks like he is being fucking ragdolled by the Hulk.
and it's fucking amazing.
Puny God.
Puny God.
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
I love how when Loki was told that the Hulk really made a difference, but when Loki got the chance to use that line against Thanos, he's over there and the Hulk's laying down unconscious. He's like, "Oh God, I didn't work this time. It worked when I tried to do it, but this time it don't work."
Well, we have
damn
a.
Yeah, we have a. How long has he been unconscious?
I think
When
it's
did
time
you-
for me to do my Loki thing.
Makes me-
Oh shit, I'm dead.
Makes me wonder if Thanos didn't have the Power Stone, you know, the thing that makes you super fucking broken. I wonder if that fight would have went a little differently.
Yeah,
I know Thanos
You know
is
the thing I wonder.
what.
You know the thing I wonder, and it pisses me off.
What?
It pisses me off in ways that nobody else seems to be as pissed off as me about.
What?
Fuck Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Fuck the idea that the Hulk can get laid out in fucking one punch by the power that is Thanos, only for me to turn around later on and know that in a one-on-one competition fight, Captain Marvel would win that fight because Captain Marvel, I guess? I don't fucking know why. But he had almost every motherfucking stone.
He had every stone.
Punched the bitch into orbit and she came back down like, I don't even have a bruise. Fuck on you.
Yeah,
Went to go headbutt her,
I remember them
and she
talking about
smiled at
her.
him.
Yeah.
I remember when they were bringing up talking about her in the MCU, saying that now that Cap's gone, she's gonna be the overpowered OG Avenger character.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Even as broken as Carol Danvers is,
Nobody gives a fuck.
Scarlet Witch can still beat her.
That's true.
Scarlet Witch is
Hex
the
power.
Scarlet Witch is the strongest
Bill's
Avenger.
favorite superpower.
Okay, out of the
Hold
two
on,
people
hold
that
on,
you
hold on.
hate, who do you like a little bit more?
Hold on, time out. So you're talking just Scarlet Witch.
Well, she is the most. They say she's
I'm
the most
gonna
powerful.
bring up the fact of they've just introduced 3 new superheroes in WandaVision. And one of the biggest
I'm on
ones.
episode 6.
That's fine. I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. They've shown you that there's 3 new superheroes in WandaVision to kind of prove the timeline that they're going for. And one of the new superheroes, yeah, I'm pretty sure she could fucking take her hands down with nothing. Literally nothing.
You talking about that one woman? Mm-hmm. That one woman? That woman that I keep seeing online. I know who you're talking about. Mm-hmm. The only other fucking person.
I'm not dropping names because I'm not spoiling anything.
I know who you're, but I know who you're talking about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know you know who I'm talking about. And yes, she could literally just kind of walk up and fucking flex and she would be fucked.
But here's the thing.
We don't need no Scarlet Witch
if
with
we're
her
just
bullshit.
talking about the team of Avengers,
Fair enough.
they say Scarlet Witch is the strongest Avenger because of her power. I mean, when you can wipe out mutant kind.
Technically speaking, yes, but that's only because in the latest episode that dropped last night, they're literally getting into the actual backstory of how she got her real fucking powers and shit.
The actual potential.
Right, exactly.
And yet,
So
still couldn't beat Batman.
Until one day when Bill held aloft his magic sword and sang.
At
no
least
matter
until
how strong-
Century shows the fuck up.
No
That's
matter how
another
strong,
story for
no
another
matter how
time.
strong Thanos was or Captain Marvel was, a guy in a bat suit comes up. I've already won this fight.
So what's your question?
So who, out of the two people you despise, you don't like Captain Marvel, you don't like the Scarlet Witch, but out of those two that you can't stand, who do you like more out of those two? Who is your absolute?
If
I hate
if
that
they had a
fucking
fist
dick.
fight, who would win?
No,
Al
not
Gore.
that. Who's your favorite out of the two? Al Gore.
Al Gore. Not just
Great
random
choice.
shit.
Great choice.
Right.
I already told you mine. My pick is Century. He'd beat the shit out of both of them.
I'm just saying out of the
Wouldn't
two.
even realize it.
Hey, did we ever get a score?
He gets a 4.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Four's fine. Thor. Thor's fine too.
Because
Are we
I'm
doing-
still
are we
trying
doing-
to. Oh yeah, no. 'cause we
I'll
did
give
Eventually,
this.
yes.
I'll give this Hulk 4.
Like 4 costumes.
I'm assuming there's
Yeah,
an
he does.
Endgame
He's
Hulk,
got
right?
quite a few
Scott?
of them.
I like this Hulk, but not as much as
Yeah,
the other
I'll
one.
agree to a 4.
The other one is my
4.
my favorite Hulk.
Actually, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
Shane.
I think
The
I missed
answer
Shane.
from
You get
Bill is the Dolph.
It's true.
That's not fair.
He's
too broken.
You said 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then then we're all in agreement.
You
it's
know
a
how
4, we're
you
done.
know how
Moving on.
Darkseid can't enter our universe, otherwise he'll destroy it. That's why he has there's that body that he uses.
Yeah,
Because
it's
his
the same thing
actual-
with the Dolph.
Right.
Dolph can't. What you see in those movies, that's not the real Dolph.
Age of Ultron.
Yep, 2015.
Not much has changed. Well, now he's being mind controlled. I'm sad.
Yeah, that's like sad Hulk.
He has some track pants.
Ah,
Yeah, it's no
they
longer
stretch.
torn. Yeah, it's no longer just torn pants.
He has
I don't know.
stretchy.
The face
He has
has changed
stretchy.
a bit.
He has stretchy pants now. His face is a little more pouty.
Yeah,
And
he's got serious jowls.
That's
he has
because
he has a very questionable and concerning girlfriend storyline thing going on.
3.6.
Hey, first off, she is telling him a lullaby. Second off, it's a
That is
terrible
not
lullaby.
the only thing that was
It's a
going
terrible
on in that
lullaby.
scene.
Yeah, it's not the only thing that's going
Because
on.
they continue to play off of that later in the movie, and
I know. They have a questionable love interest. For the life of me, I've never once when I picture Black Widow with anybody, I always picture her with Cap or something. Never even occurred to me.
Cap does seem more sensible.
It
Well,
makes more sense. I didn't think the giant
That's-
green man.
That's because in the actual comics, she does date Cap for a while and then drops him to be with Daredevil because Daredevil
right.
will do what the fuck it takes
Hell,
to get
to be
the
honest
job
with
done.
you, Natasha has the most chemistry with Clint, but Clint's
Yeah.
married.
yeah,
They have
but
that best
in
friend.
terms of what I've seen in the MCU.
Almost sibling.
Yes.
In
Right.
terms of what I've seen in the MCU, she would make
3.6.
a lot of sense with that guy that's playing Daredevil. With that version of Daredevil
Charlie
that they
Cox?
built,
God, yes, with Charlie.
Oh, yes.
fuck
I think that those two would work
Yeah.
very well
I think
together.
I think he's going to be playing Daredevil. I think they're bringing.
He's supposed to be for the
they're
next
supposed
Spider-Man.
to- yeah, now that now that all
Marvel's got
the
the-
shit is done with Netflix.
Do
and
we
the
just copy the
contracts-
score and move on for
No,
this
because
one?
I give him a 3.
Yeah, because everybody's changed
Okay.
it. Like they're giving 3.6s. I'm giving a 3.5. I'm
Keep-
presuming
keep it
you're
four.
still the blue.
I do not
I'll
like the
keep
face
it.
on this
Yeah.
one because now he's got weird jowls and
Right.
shit.
So this one
he does
downgraded.
not
He's
look
a
like
he's a
Hulk.
3.74.
I mean, he's Hulk, but he
yeah,
doesn't
now
look
that all the
angry
Netflix
Hulk.
contracts
He's
are up,
sad,
they're talking
mopey.
that at minimum Charlie's showing up.
Well, Marvel has
Nobody knows about the others.
Marvel has all those Netflix shows. Marvel has the rights back to all but 2. They don't have Iron
2017.
Fist and Luke Cage yet. They
I thought they got
still
Ragnarok.
gotta wait a little bit.
The
2
Ragnarok.
years after the show ends, you have 2 years, and then you get the. Well, they should have them by now.
They,
Yeah, I
they,
thought
they
they
have
did.
they have all the rights to all the Netflix
No, they do
series
now?
now.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
I'm wondering
because
if
I
they're
thought
going to
that
do
they-
anything with Iron
So
Fist.
Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk for me is a
I like this
4.8.
That's it
There
should-
was only a couple of things that they could have done slightly differently.
4.5 for this Hulk. I like this Hulk.
And then he does go back to his normal torn pants.
Okay, so here's an actual costumed Hulk.
yes.
What? He's
a friend from work. I love when the Hulk busts out. Loki's like, "Oh, damn it! That motherfucker sees me. He gonna beat my ass again."
Yeah. He's like, he gonna kill me. He gonna kill me.
Man,
He gonna kill
Have
me.
you seen Ragnarok yet?
No, I'll do it someday.
It's literally,
It's good.
it's a great movie.
I don't hate the idea
Oh,
of it.
some
Everything I've
people-
seen
That's why the
looks
director
good.
is coming back.
Ragnarok.
The director's coming back to do Love and Thunder
Okay.
because he did such a great job with Ragnarok.
Right.
Honestly, the second Thor movie sucked.
It's the worst movie. Well, it's
The second
Yeah,
Thor movie
It is the
the worst
second
of
worst
them so
movie in the
far.
MCU. The first, the Incredible Hulk movie,
The worst in the MCU.
Rotten Tomato.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, there's this Hulk movie,
you want that?
and it's roughly referenced, but it is a part of the MCU.
See, some people really hated Ragnarok, but that was.
So
they were
you
like,
just
"Oh, we
said-
keep using
you
all
just
these
said to
80s
me-
musics.
You just said to me that the second
For-
Thor movie is worse than Mutant Poodles.
Yeah.
It's true. You just
It's very true.
You just said that.
If you don't stop referencing that movie, that mic. You see this mic? I'm gonna give you a colonoscopy with it.
That's kind of going to be hard because part of the. Never mind.
I'll make it work.
oodles and oodles of boodles.
I'd rather watch Elektra.
Mutant ones.
I'd rather watch Elektra 100 times than watch that fucking shitty Hulk movie. And Elektra is garbage.
That's a question. If you watched both of them back to back, which one is actually worse? That
Shane.
awful Elektra movie?
Shane.
Or that
it's
Hulk
Christmas
movie.
morning.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm just venting. That Elektra movie's worse. It's,
It's
so,
so
bad.
fucking bad.
So bad.
So bad.
There are few movies I have been thankful to never see, and that is one of them.
The Hulk movie is worse than Fan Four Stick, and I'm only tell you why. Fan Four Stick is shit.
It
But
is.
Doom Guy
Doom Guy.
saved the movie.
Fucking
Yeah.
you can make fun of Doom Guy the whole movie and it makes the movie fun to watch.
I still haven't seen Fan Four Stick.
Neither have I.
Neither.
Thank the
just
gods.
watch the end when Doom Guy shows up.
First off, the director's cut, the actual cut of the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie is not bad.
Right, because me and Chris actually had that discussion on Thursday. We were talking about it because when I grew up, I actually only had the director's cut of Daredevil. And when I went to go hang out with Bill and the guys one night, we were like, "Hey, let's watch Daredevil." And they're like, "I don't know." And we fucking they put in their version. I'm like, "Why is this scene missing? Why isn't this here? Wait, what the fuck? What happened?" And they're like, "What?" And I went home and realized, oh fuck, I have the director's cut. They had the theatrical.
They cut nearly
shit.
30 minutes of that fucking movie.
And that
Uh-huh.
30 minutes meant something.
Yeah.
Just like Batman v
Yeah,
Superman.
just like Batman v Superman. What they cut was important.
It was important.
Now, I
Well,
didn't say
actually,
that it
and the
made it
thing
any
is,
kind of
When
masterpiece.
I bought
No.
Batman v Superman, I asked Bill because I was like, why are there like 3 different fucking versions of this? And Bill was like, get this one.
Listen,
Yep.
you want to
If
watch
you're going to watch it, you
wanna-
need to get the one that was intended
you
to
want to
be
watch
viewed.
anything Daredevil that's close to a masterpiece? Go to your Netflix,
Yeah.
find Daredevil, and watch the 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Closest
So
thing
good.
to a
So fucking good.
I love the
Well-
third season. The third season
Well,
was so
good luck finding that
technically,
now.
Technically, I'm going to tell you the
Is
4
it still on
seasons.
Netflix?
I don't know.
I assume everything's taken off there.
No, last I knew, even though they lost the rights, it's still fucking there.
So, what
Because
are we
they don't
dropping
need
on
the
him?
fucking rights to actually fucking show it.
4.1.
Goddamn, hold on. Okay.
No, you're fine.
4.1. Okay. So I have a 4.8 for me, a 4.5, a 4, and a 4.1. Who am I missing?
Big Bill.
I think Bill.
Gladiator Hulk, Bill.
4.5. He's pretty sweet.
4.5 divide by 5.
My favorite part
4.
is when
4.38.
when Bruce comes back. He's like, yeah, and him and Thor are talking like, yeah, we had a fight. I won, and you can see Bruce's face like, oh, that don't make any sense.
Ripped jeans, older Hulk.
That Hulk's about to become a baby.
4.3.
I lost to Thanos. I ain't coming out again.
Yeah, no, I
Big
still
fucking
have
baby.
Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones sitting on my list. I can watch any fucking time. Doesn't matter. Same thing with Punisher and the Defenders.
They will
which is
go
the reason
away.
why technically I would say you need to watch 4 seasons because you have to watch the 3 of Daredevil and the Defenders because at least Defenders was some good shit.
Defenders was good.
They'll go away at
Oh,
some
and Punisher,
point.
technically?
Dude, Punisher was so fucking
Right.
good.
But yes, Bill's
those
right. They
movies
will go away
at
sometime.
some point, but you have to understand licensing is a weird thing. That's just like you like the Hulk. Hulk is not owned by Marvel.
Yep.
It's Universal,
It's
isn't it?
owned by Universal. So while they're allowed to use the Hulk for movies, they are not allowed to do a standalone movie because those movies are owned by Universal. And even though Universal Hulk movies are part of the MCU, proof of point is that even Tony Stark appears in them, one
Yep.
of them.
At the end of it.
But yes, that proves that they're tied to the MCU, and that character comes back later on, which is important because it proves that it ties it in. But
Talking about
technically,
General Ross?
yes,
Yes. Yep.
but technically,
Who's important because he has to become Red Hulk down the road.
But if you want to talk about licensing rights, you can't watch Hulk on Disney Plus because Hulk is not owned by
By Disney.
Disney. So it's super complicated and ridiculous. It's kind of like you can't watch Spider-Man on Disney.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those
because-
movies
because-
aren't on there
because they're still
because
Sony
they're
tie-in.
still owned by Sony.
Yep.
Sony's basically
So
just
until Disney
lending.
whips out that mouse dick and throws it on the counter and says, "Gimme."
I think Sony will be stingy.
Sony is smart about this.
Whoever said they were whipping out that mouse dick to buy the character, they're going to do the same thing they did to Fox. Give me.
What?
Sony's smart enough to know that money over time is better than money right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
So they're not
superhero.
letting that shit go for nothing.
In fact, they're building their own
there we
fucking
go.
like little universe surrounding
fucking
the Venom.
consummate professional knows to turn the phone off.
Yeah, all 6 of the Netflix shows for the Marvel shows are still on here.
Right. Because like I
And
said, there's
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is also still part of it.
Yes.
Right, and they're still going to be up there.
But that's because the licensing is still owned by
Yeah.
Netflix to show those specific series.
Yep.
That's what we were arguing about. I never once said anything about you can't watch the 90s Spider-Man because that is not even close to the argument we were having in licensing just now.
Right. Exactly. It comes down to a matter of it still exists. It's just you're going to have to watch it on this streaming platform as opposed to that streaming platform. Because platform A made the show and platform B can't say shit about the fact
I
that
can
A
still
made
watch
it.
some TOS,
I'm gonna give
Right.
Green Hagar a fucking 3.8.
Okay, so 3.8.
I'll give beardless Green Hagar a 4.
Yeah, I'll agree to the 4.
4.
Beardless Green Hagar.
Yeah.
Is it 4? Okay. So actually, you know what? I'm going to basic math some shit. I'm going to change mine to a 4.2. So that way then the math says he's a 4.
Cool, I
Just
win.
fucking lazy.
I win. Price is Right.
Infinity War.
And this is the only one you're gonna get because the big baby wouldn't come out
Yeah,
Right.
it's true.
after he gets his ass kicked. You don't see him the rest of the movie.
He lost one whole fight. He was like, "Ugh."
And technically, it's the same Hulk as the end of Ragnarok.
It
so.
is. It's the same.
Right.
It's the same
Yeah.
Hulk. So my score stays the
Right,
same.
So
it
we
stays
move
the
on.
same. Yeah, we saw it.
Which is why I only put one picture.
Here we
Endgame.
go.
Endgame.
Yes, Smart Hulk.
Gray Hulk.
essentially this is Gray Hulk,
Yeah.
but they didn't change his color.
Right.
It's Gray Hulk. It's when Banner took. Now
This
Banner.
is Banner Hulk.
Technically speaking,
I hate
because they've been doing this shit with all the other Marvel movies as well, where technically Peter's not Peter in the fucking Marvel movies. Peter is Miles. They just know that there's certain people who's going to freak out that there's a fucking black Mexican kid on their screen. So they made him Peter and gave him all of Miles' shit. Technically, I count that as Amadeus Cho.
What, this?
Yeah. Technically, I count that as Cho Hulk.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Where it's totally awesome.
I've
Hulk.
noticed that the Spider-Man
that's me.
I've noticed the Spider-Man that we're dealing with in the MCU is an amalgamation of
the two,
of
right.
Miles and Peter, very much.
I was
Right.
about to say he doesn't have Miles' powers.
No, he doesn't have Miles' powers, but
But he's
he
kind
has a
of
best friend
he's
who
kind
helps
of
him with
wearing
shit.
he's kind of wearing Miles' suit.
Yeah.
Right.
He's kind of wearing Miles' suit, and he's got Miles' friends, and he's got pieces of Miles' personality. And he received a lot of help from other heroes,
Like Miles did.
like Miles did.
Peter
So,
Parker.
yeah.
Peter Parker
Where
made his
Peter
own
Parker
suit.
was a loner that barely made it
Yeah.
for years,
Right.
and was incredibly self-dependent all the time, and did not have any kind of hero complex. He wasn't
Yeah.
like he wasn't literally worshiping that Captain America walked on this earth or whatever. He respected what it was,
Right.
but that's what it was. Otherwise, like the Fantastic Four was just a thing that existed. Hell, he went there to try to get a job, not to try to tell them, "Oh my God, Mr. Stark, suck my dick."
Right. Yeah, he showed up at the Baxter
Yep.
building like, hey, I got like weird powers and I'm a science guy. Could I like
Yeah,
get a
Can I
job?
make this money?
And
They're
then
like,
got
we
the-
don't make money, and he's like, man, fuck you guys and your
Right.
Not
brokenness.
making money.
Yep.
Although to
Like-
be fair, I still love the What's Up where, or not the What's Up, but the fucking the What If, where they actually did hire his ass and some craziness went down and he couldn't get to his mask, so he became Bagman.
No,
Yep.
that actually happens in the normal 616
Oh, does
as
it?
well.
Yeah, that-
because
okay.
when he pulls the symbiote off, he does it with the
He's
help of
naked.
Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic, and he's naked. And Johnny, as a joke, gave him a Fantastic Four costume, a spare to go home in.
Oh yeah,
but
with
he
the
didn't
kick
want
me
anybody.
sign on it.
Yeah, he didn't want
Yeah.
anybody to know who he was, so he put
So
the bag
paper
on his
bag.
head.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could get that costume in the game.
Yep.
Spider bag, spider bag.
But there is a
It's the
Fantastic
best.
Four. There's
The
two
white
versions.
costume.
There's
Yeah.
two
The
versions.
The white costume
There's
is awesome.
two versions.
Right.
There's a Fantastic Five.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that
was
has
what,
Spider-Man in it, and he's dead now technically because of all the Spider Totem stuff that happened in the universe thing.
Right.
But there was a Fantastic Five where Spider-Man joined that day, and then there is the Future Foundation
Which
where
has
Spider-Man
Ghost
wears
Rider.
that fucking sweet ass white costume.
And Ghost Rider has a white.
no, that's the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
See, the Fantastic Four go off planet, and another group takes their place, which was Grey Hulk. It was Grey Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine,
and,
Ghost
Rider.
Rider.
That's a broken fucking team.
Yeah,
That's more broken than the OG.
I commonly like to refer to them as the Fantastic Four Horsemen.
dude.
That's what I refer to them as.
That is a hell.
Because even though it's Gray Hulk, so he's kind of
he's not as strong.
Yeah, he's not as strong, but he's super
Yeah, I
smart.
know that did happen.
Yep.
Yeah, that team
That
will
still makes
fuck
me
you
laugh
up.
to this day
dude.
Spider-Man was refused entrance into the Justice League
because Batman
because
said
Batman
no.
was like, "Fuck you."
no.
I know that's a very confusing moment, but yes, there was a crossover event.
There's been a few crossover events between DC and
and
Marvel,
Spider-Man
but one
was
of them
refused entry by Batman.
Yep. He tried to join the Justice League.
Well,
He's
no,
like,
if I-
"Hey guys,
if
can I
was-
join?"
If I was Spider-Man,
No.
I'd look at the bat and be like, "Well, I got powers, bitch."
What do you got?
And that guy over there is going.
It's-
That guy can
it's
fly.
like, "I got powers, bitch. What do you got?" A utility belt.
It's like, well, so do I.
Bat anti
I got these web
spiders man
shooters, so I
spray.
need to make sure I got this stuff.
You know what, Batman? I don't even want to be part of this. Activate instant kill mode.
Hell, I can't fucking remember.
Arms come out. I'm gonna fuck you up now, Batman.
And Batman would be like, "Oh, EMP thing in my glove." Oh, Batman.
I still, and then I take my suit off and carry it. Like that guy is a hawk, and he's on the team.
His power is fly and come back after he's dead for a while.
Right.
You put a bird on your team, but you won't put a spider.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay, the
Fucking-
the makeshift the Infinity Gauntlet, I guess is
Tight suit Hulk.
that's because they had to time travel and stuff.
It's
Mm-hmm.
time traveling
It's time heist gear.
super.
Infini Hulk.
Yeah,
Because he's got the fucking gauntlet. He's a finna Hulk, so grade him.
Although, and it's kind of interesting that, Hulk was like, brought everybody back, fucked his arm up,
Right.
lived through it. Tony's like, dead. If I was Bruce, I'd be like, I am the strongest Avenger. See, I could snap and still live. You've snapped once and you got to die.
Grade a finna Hulk.
4. I mean, the suit's stupid looking, but it's still the Hulk.
It is stupid looking.
Yeah,
Give him a
I mean
3.
the suit is
Right.
stupid.
It's time heist gear.
It's a 3.6 because the suit looks stupid.
It does look stupid.
It is dumb. It's a dumb suit, but I understand why they had to use it.
Oh shit! What you got, Scotty?
3.5.
But I'm gonna be real with you. I do love the
3.5,
Hulk
okay.
with the Infinity Gauntlet.
That one's a 3.62.
Okay, bathrobe Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's in the diner. That's in the diner.
I mean,
First off,
I think it's actually a big old man sweater.
it has to be
Okay,
because
old man sweater Hulk.
hey Hulk,
robe.
hey Hulk,
It's a
do you
robe.
shop at Big
well,
Robe?
it's a
It's not a
robe.
robe.
It's a bathrobe,
It's a
but he wears
bathrobe.
it like it's a fucking.
He has to have
Sweater.
bigger
Oh,
Oh,
clothes.
it's a bathrobe, but since he's so damn big, it's an old man shirt. It's not an
Right.
old man sweatshirt jacket thing.
right.
He shops at the Big and Tall,
Yeah, I can't
I
even
do-
fucking.
and
find
even
it.
they.
Confusing bathrobe attire Hulk.
It's the same Hulk.
Fucking.
Same score.
It's a 3.
It's the same guy.
No. He gets a 4.1.
Jesus Christ.
The only difference is that Banner's in control, not
And what
Hulk.
about you?
Look, he's got some glasses.
3.3.
He's got
3.3,
he's
okay.
got a
What
manly
about
By the way,
old
by the
man
way,
sweater
he's
robe.
only wearing these to look smart.
How does he shave? He's grown stubble, which means that throughout the years he had to have shaved his face
Oh, if it's like Superman.
because he just stays like that now.
Superman blades can't cut his hair. He has to
That's what I'm curious
like
of.
you remember Hancock?
Right.
They,
yeah.
that in the jail he had to rip it off because no blade could cut his hair.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because he's not as strong as Superman and stuff, but you know what I mean.
He's got a vibranium razor. It's fine.
He does live in a universe where he could have gotten a hold of like vibranium or adamantium.
Well, he knows.
All he had to
He knows T'Challa.
Hey, all he
Yeah, he knows
all he has to do
T'Challa.
is call Wakanda forever.
I need to shave this beard.
It's like, hey,
Right.
I need a razor.
Either
Okay.
way, what's old Bill Logan give him?
Oh, he's fine. He gets a 3.
3. Okay.
Bathrobe.
Bathrobe Hulk is a 3.48.
Yeah, bathrobe Hulk.
Okay, and
Hey,
there's
you guys want a picture of me? I don't know. Ant-Man. I'm Ant-Man.
so here we go. Who was the best Hulk?
Edward Norton.
Oh yeah, we all agreed. 08 at Norton
Oh wait, Norton.
So far, I'm
'Cause-
at 08.
because he won.
He
Literally,
actually
won.
did win. Oh wait, Norton. He just had the better design, in my opinion.
Right.
Normally doesn't happen, where the guy that ended up voted the highest ends up winning.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we can look. We have good shit, good.
No.
No.
We have good ass,
Amazing.
fantastic, good, sad,
Eh.
good.
Sad Hulk.
Dude, he's sad Hulk. Look at him.
I'm so sad. This lullaby sucks, but she's pretty hot. It's a sucky. Man, that's not even a lullaby, man. When I first heard it, I was like, that ain't no lullaby. Do you guys know what a lullaby is? You're just talking to him. Is that what a lullaby is? Bill, what's up, man? Singing you a lullaby. Just words.
Go to sleep
There was no. There was
and
none of
good
that.
night.
There's none of that shit.
Go to sleep, little Billy.
That's an aggressive lullaby.
Go to sleep.
I'm sorry if we're gonna go that route with it. I'm just gonna pick up fucking Samuel L. Jackson reading "Go the fuck to sleep."
That's a lullaby.
That's a lullaby, especially from that man.
And he's in these movies. That should have been the lullaby.
Now go the fuck to sleep.
Okay, now this is an R-rated.
Go the bleep.
Damn you,
sleep.
Samuel.
Okay, that was it. Hulk.
Hulk is done. We've
Yep,
got
he's
like
done.
we're gonna take a small break and then like 40 minutes for another episode, I guess.